Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. Today we are going to learn about Splunk. Splunk is a tool which is used for monitoring, searching, analyzing and visualizing the machine-generated data in real time. It can monitor and read different type of log files and stores data as events in indexers. This tool allows you to visualize data in various forms of dashboards. In short, we can say Splunk makes machine data accessible, usable and valuable for everyone. But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. You can join our all training programs globally through online platforms, and if you're looking for classroom workshop, then we have regular batches available in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
So in today's session, I am going to cover about the Splunk and the basic concepts and what is the architecture of it and the licensing of it and how to install a Splunk and how to add a data and the basic searching in Splunk. These are the concepts I'm going to teach in next 3 hours. So first, we as a Splunk is a tool and it's a operational intelligence tool, and the tagline of this tool is like make machine data accessible, usable, and valuable to everyone. So before if we want to learn any tool, we should find out like why it came into existence of this world. So it came into existence because of the operational intelligence. So I'm going to one by one. So like first we should know what exactly this operational intelligence, why we call Splunk as an operational intelligence tool. So before we getting into the operational intelligence, there is a business intelligence also there. So now we will get to know what is business intelligence. Suppose, for example, a company meeting boardroom is going on, and they want to figure it out their next quarter, their business, how the business will go. So for that thing, they will have a meeting. They call it board sessions will be there, boardroom meetings. That meetings they will analyze the last 3 quarters and 4 quarters of data, and they will predict the next quarter of how the market will be there, like those things they will think. This is the business intelligence. It will be very late. Now I will give you one example of the operational intelligence. For example, you imagine that you are using you are playing a video game in your laptop, but you don't know that in the background lot of memory or CPU is consuming into the in your laptop. If you don't know and if you didn't care about the RAM usage or CPU usage, then the laptop will be hanging state. So if your laptop is hanged or your laptop is restarted or rebooted automatically, we don't have any problem. We will wait for 10 minutes and again we will start the our laptop. But just imagine, for example, if there is a site like Amazon, or if the site like suppose some Indian government site like IRCTC is there, and if the peak times in Amazon, suppose there is a Diwali season will be there, and that season time, if the server goes down, means how much problem will it arise? How many crores of rupees it will lost? Just so the for individual laptop there is a priority or the loss will be different, and for the if we compare it to the servers, the loss is in high scales. Suppose if you take the bank system or you take the hospital systems, so the losses will be crores of rupees. I'm getting some this one, if you don't mind, everybody keep mute please, if you don't mind. If you have any question, please unmute it and uh, ask me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. And just imagine in that server, before it going to hang, there is one alert is there. That alert will tell like, it will give one alert called your memory utilization at 80%. And still if the server is going on, and it will tell your memory utilization is at 90% and 95%, immediately the server owner will come into the picture, and he will find out which processor or which process is uh, taking the more memory or CPU utilization of that server, and immediately he stop the processor, he will do the next job. So this how to do within fractions of seconds time. So this the fastness bring, we call it as the operational intelligence. So where there the Splunk came into existence. But after that, because of these Splunk have multiple features in it, so it growing like anything. Now we are going to find out what are all those. For example, this is the typical organization structure. So every organization is creating a lakhs and thousands of GBs of data per day. And if you imagine, in your hand you have the cell phone. The cell phone only you are using minimum 2 GB of data every day. A single cell phone is using 2 GB of data. Just imagine your office laptop using how much of data. Or in your company there are thousands of employees are there, and employees are using the file servers or database servers, and they're using the internet. Through firewall it goes the traffic, through firewall the traffic will coming into it. How many GBs of data is going on, and how fast it's going on? For example, this is the one of the example I give for the one of the security solution, how Splunk is using for the security solution. Suppose a thief is there and he want to rob a home, but he don't know that the home have security cameras on every wall, and they know each and every aspect of where he is going. Police will find out where he came and how he went out, and immediately it will they will trace that they trace the person. So instead of a thief, we imagine a hacker or a malicious person. Then it will be used for the sim perspective. For example, if you think a bug in your application, or you have some error in your logs, then you will use this solution as the DevOps solution. Suppose in your database there are thousands of files are storing into it, and there is a small error in one of the file. You want to find it out, then you will use it as the the big data tool. So only one tool, but as per their requirement, they are using it in multiple ways. All the data will bring it into the Splunk, and we are storing it. And this Splunk is solving the 3V problem of the big data. So what are all those 3V are? Volume, variety, and velocity. Volume in the sense of per day how much GB of data we need to store, and velocity how much fast it can store. We cannot store after 1 hour. The data whenever it come, we have to store it. And variety of data. Suppose there are multiple servers are there, DHCP server will be there, file servers will be there, database servers will be there, antivirus logs will be there, or multiple applications will be there. Those application for the DevOps purpose, we need to store those all applications logs. And the variety of logs in the sense JSON data will be there, CSV data will be there, or XML data will be there. Any kind of data, if it come into the Splunk or a tool, that tool have to incorporate into it. So that we call it as a 3V problem. This 3V problem is there up to 2017. In 2018, another 2Vs also came into the existence of this 3V problem. So the big data became the 5V problem. The other two V's are if you see this image, extreme left, you can see the value and veracity. These two are the remaining twos. The value, how much GB of storing is not important. How to bring the value from the data, that is important. and also the veracity. Suppose, for example, your organization is in America also, your organization in Russia also, and your server is in India. You have to bring the data from Russia to the India or America to the India, and you have to store that data in India. You install one agent in Russia and America, the data should come and should store in India. While data is coming towards you, India, you have to give the guarantee that your data is not modified or somebody didn't hack your data. Your data is coming exactly like that. We need a trust, that is veracity. If these 5V problems are solved by the Splunk, that's why now the Splunk became a very big hit tool in the market, and thousands of jobs it creating it. Why India became the market for Splunk is, as you all know, India have a lot of cheap labor, and also we are very fast learners compared to other countries. That's why all Splunk projects are coming to the India. And for we call a machine data. So what is mean by the machine data? We will get to know. And in Splunk, what kind of tools or what kind of data we can ingest into the Splunk? There are multiple data will be there. These are the just sample data like servers, Active Directory, Windows, RFID, sensors, virtual machines, app servers, web servers, databases, security devices, networks, exchange, mainframe, and applications. Anything, any of it, if it generate a log, or at least if it generate one HTTP event, that's enough. Splunk will take the data and it will give make value to bring the value from it. And Splunk is using for most of these things, like for visibility and context and big data, and for the SIM also. Now I want to show you one real-time example to you. So I am sharing one real-time log. So I'm just wanna show you people how a real-time log will looks like. For example, this is one log called the access log. I have taken one access log from one website. This is actually a sample data. We just try to read. We try to read this data. First, you can found there is one IP address is there, and there is a two gaps are there, and after that there is a one timestamp is there. Timestamp in the sense what time this event or log generated, and after that there is a get is there. Get is the HTTP function like get and post, and later there is a product dot screen is there, and there is a product ID is there. This log is one of the sample website, like for example Amazon is there if they sell some kind of products, right? So this is also one of the online store that store log we are looking into it. This is the product ID, and after that there is some session ID is there, and after that there is a HTTP 1.1. I really don't know what exactly this is, maybe HTTP version 1.1, and later it's a 200. It's a status of the this thing like 200 is a success, HTTP status, 200 is a success, 400 is a error, maybe client error, server error, some information will be there, and there is some 4-digit number 3878. I really don't know. And next one is http google.com. So this is the google.com some person is accessed, and this is the Mozilla Windows NT WoW 64, and some Apple WebKit and KHTML like Gecko, and there is a Chrome and the Safari and something 349. For one event. This is the first line. This is, we call it the one event. After that, there is a one line break is there. After the line break, the second line has started. Again, second line is started with again IP address, again the timestamp, and again the get function and something different came. So for one event only, we want to bring a value from this one log with our naked eye and with a human brain, which will taking a lot of time. Whenever a human find the difficulty to do something, then he invented tools. So the Splunk also a kind of a tool which will take a big log, this access.log into the Splunk, and there is a thousands of lines over there, and it have to take with velocity, it have to take a variety of data is there, and it have to bring value to us. So I have already ingested this data already into the Splunk. Now I will show you now in Splunk how this a sample log will looks like. So I have opened my Splunk homepage. This is my Splunk homepage, and I will explain the total, the Splunk tool after a few minutes later. I'm directly opening my log, whatever I have shown you. So this is the search and reporting app. Here apps will be there, whatever we will install, and I'm just clicking into it and I have one search bar like this. In this search bar, I just wanna I will say like access dot log. Instead of 24 hours, I'll keep all time and I will search for it. I'm not getting anything. Just give me 1 minute. So I'm not getting exactly the thing. So what I'm going to do is I will take this line. I will take this product ID and I will copy and I will paste in Splunk. Here it is. The events came. Like these are the events. I'm just opening, like for example, access.log. I'm opening this log and I'm removing it so that I know where is this source. Source is nothing but the file name of it, and I'm checking how many events are over there in that log file. Okay, so the log file, whatever we have seen earlier, that contain there are total 13,628 events are there. I have already ingested this log into Splunk. Later we will ingest a new log, but for now you can see here like within fraction of seconds it bring out this file from its database and it is showing to us, and it is saying a lot of information, and it is saying that there are 13,628 lines or events of data is there, and here we are going to now analyze the same thing whatever we have analyzed in the log file. You can see the same way kind of log over here. It's a IP address, two dashes, timestamp, get function, some these all are there, right? So here at in the below of I is nothing but the information, and this is the one arrow mark is there, and I'm just expanding this event. I'm expanded the first event. So this full raw log, it is it has read and it is giving me a proper understanding to me. So if I go one by one, so here the J session ID is there, and there is action item is there, and byte, this 4 digit something earlier I didn't get to know. So here the 2252 earlier I didn't get to know, which is nothing but a bytes of data. And this is the IP address. Yes, I already know. And the cart.do, this is the file name. This is the file name. Okay, thank you. And item ID, the method, other, and product ID. This is the referrer. What is the URL? And the domain is the buttercupgames.com. And the time, at what time it came into the Splunk. And status, URI path, URI query, user agent, and this is the version, time. So this much information it has given to me. If you see the below, it has given the total information of 13,628 events in a single minute. See here the action. These many actions are there. For example, if we take one field, this is we call the field report. If we take that field report, uh, this action field has field in 50.418 percentage of events, and in that event the purchase having a purchase present in 2041 events, add to cart action present in 1970, view present in 1846, remove present in 510, change quantity present in 504. So again I'm going back to this my file. This is access.log. You have seen how Splunk is shown me that the action item, this add to cart, purchase, and action is equal to remove. These are there. It's shown me that it not present in every item. It only present in 50% item, and also it is telling me this add to cart present in how many items. This purchase is present in how many items. So with the naked eye, it's very difficult to find out from the Splunk. But by doing this, with the Splunk will give within fraction of seconds. That is the reason we are using Splunk as the DevOps tool or SIM tool or a big data tool or database tool, whatever you name it, whatever the requirement you name it, we are using it. Okay. Now again, I'm going back to my presentation. Yeah.
So one question.
Yes,
So,
please.
so basically, you have just imported that access.log into the Splunk tool, correct? That's
Correct.
what you have
Yes.
done. Then
Yes.
you would have to determine, or you would have to define, like which is the IP, and that you have to do something in Splunk, right? It doesn't automatically take that this is the product, this is the also. You have to like define at least one portion of the log, or like it
Okay.
cannot be
Yeah.
automatic, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just allow me some time. Actually,
Okay.
here I will show you how to install Splunk also. That time I will uninstall the Splunk whatever I have, and again I will install the Splunk so that you will get to know uninstallment also, the installment also.
No,
Then I
I
will
was asking the log importing, but I understand. Yeah.
I will add the data also, and I will show you how quick it works. So before we go into it, I just wanna tell you a few more slides, and I'll get back to that question for sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
and yeah, so then next, this is actually the one more PPT. Actually, this is exact PPT for our class, and now in a Splunk, how the Splunk work is like what and all we can do. Like we can index the data, which is nothing but we can store the data, and we can search and investigate from it, and we can do add knowledge of it, and we can do monitor and alerting, and we do the report and analyzing. These are the 5 basic uses why Splunk, how we are Splunk we are using into it. And it can do the application management, operations management, security and complements, and a lot of things. And also it can take any data, any kind of data, like it can take from computers, network devices, virtual machines, internet devices, communication devices, sensor, databases, logs, configuration, messages, call detail records, click stream, alerts, metrics, scripts, changes, and tickets. And now I'm just giving you one more information to you people. This Splunk, now they are using orchestration tools, and integrating Splunk with orchestration. In my current project, we are automating the tickets also. Like if any ticket data come, it will show, suppose the ticket data contain the created just now within 5 minutes of ticket, and it is with the high priority. Normally ticketing data will show us, right? So we have created one Splunk dashboard. The dashboard will alert us immediately that one new ticket came. Like if we are working in Splunk, and if we ticketing the page, if we closed also, we immediately will alerted by this Splunk. So that kind of thing also it's happening. And this is the basic structure of this Splunk. Like if you see the below line, these are, we call this Splunk forwarders. And these Splunk forwarders are the, you can say, the Splunk agents. You will install these Splunk agents in Linux servers, you can install in Windows servers, you can install in database servers, or you can install in any operating system. And also you can keep in any of the server. This in Splunk forwarder, we call one of the forwarder called the universal forwarder. This universal forwarder is the very lightweight application. Lightweight application in the sense, in IT terms, light application means it won't take much RAM or much CPU usage. What it do is, as per the, we will instruct the forwarder file using the configuration files. We ask them to monitor one file and just send it to the Splunk indexer. Otherwise, we will ask them to send the data to the Splunk indexer. So from thousands of forwarders, the data is come to the Splunk indexer, and it will store the data in the indexer. We can say the indexer as the heart of the Splunk. When the data is coming from all of the forwarders to the Splunk indexer, there it parse the data, and it will it will extract the data, and make fields and create the knowledge objects. Knowledge objects name it telling you that that object will contain some knowledge, and it will store the data. And there is a one more component is there on top of it, that is the Splunk search head, where where the normal user or Splunk admin sits, and he can see the entire what happening, what is the data is present, and he can make a beautiful reports and the dashboards from it. So this is the just basic architecture of Splunk, which contain only 3 components. This is the basic. And how can you deploy the Splunk? You can deploy Splunk in 3 ways. One is the Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Cloud, and Splunk Lite. Splunk Enterprise is nothing but the main Splunk, where you can download the Splunk software and you can install in one server and you can work on it. The Splunk Enterprise is using for the most of the companies nowadays. And like if you want on-premise storage, otherwise you have the Amazon web server, your own web server, and you want to install it, the Splunk Enterprise is the version. And Splunk Cloud is Splunk maintain the Splunk software in their area, and you go and you work on it. like Splunk itself provides the Splunk Cloud. And third one is a Splunk Lite, which is for the very light IT environments, which contain this also provided by this Splunk only, but it contains the less RAM, less CPU, and less license. Less license. So a small organizations will use this Splunk Lite. And there are Splunk apps will be there. For example, you should take your Android phone or your Apple phone you have in your hand. Phone is the device, but if you want to call somebody or you want to do some activity, contacts, everything is apps. So apps, every app contains a specific work. Same like that, Splunk, just imagine Splunk also one platform, then apps will, through apps only, you can do a lot of things like ingesting the data or searching into it, or you want to bring some, you want to bring some, the value out of it. So whatever you want to do, there are apps will be there. Where you will find this apps is from the splunkbase.com. You can if you just normal Google it like Splunk apps, then it will automatically redirect you to the splunkbase.com. In that, thousands of apps are there, and in that 70% of apps are free of cost and 30% of apps are the licensed. And those 70% you can use for your individual also as per our requirement. And there are three enhanced solutions also there for the Splunk. Those are the ITSI, ES, and UBA. This IT, like why I am telling these enhanced solutions is now earlier Splunk came into existence for the operational intelligence, but because of its speed and its visibility and the reliability of it, they are using in multiple areas. For example, IT operations they are using. So they make a special dashboards and reports, and they put one app called ITSI, which is a licensed app. Second one is enterprise security app, where we call as a SIM app. In this ES app, all the data will come: firewall data, or firewall data, antivirus data, endpoint data, DHCP logs, every network logs, everything. And there is some correlation searches are there. They will find out what is happening in your organization, and it would alert if any suspicious activity or malicious activity will happen. It will alert us. And third app is user behavior analytics. For example, it will find out the it will find out the insider threat in your organization itself. Suppose you set up one company and you are giving money and lot of things to your employees, but one of the employee is making bad to your company, whether knowingly or unknowingly, it will find out immediately. Suppose he became a victim of a phishing mail. Immediately, you through user behavior analytics, it will alert you that the insider, that the particular person is doing the malicious activity, and your security team will investigate the activity itself. Then it will tell whether he became a victim of a phishing scam or he wantedly doing it. They will find out, and later onwards, as per the policies, you will take the action. These are the enhanced solutions. And also Splunk, when you wanted to do something in your Splunk, there are three rules they have set up. These are the main default rules. One is admin, power, and user. Suppose, for example, if you know the normal basic things of a Splunk, you will get the user. And after that, there are a few trainings, specialized trainings are there. After those trainings, you will become a power user. And if you write this search and reporting or this system administration and data administration, then you have to write one certification exam. After the exam, you will become a Splunk admin. And these are the multiple slides are there, like how to logging into Splunk and choosing app. These all things we will do manually. Like instead of this the PPT, I'll show you each and everything now. So I'm sharing my screen now. This So I'm just logging out from this Splunk and I'll getting into it. So before I'm logging into it, here this is a local host. Why I kept a local host is I have installed this Splunk software in my own laptop, which is a standalone installment. Standalone in the sense uh, again going back to the PPT to make you understand what exactly mean by the standalone thing. So you can see here in Splunk, I said there are 3 instances are there, but in a standalone instance, all 3 can be managed by a single Splunk. For example, in my laptop, I have installed one Splunk software that itself act as a Splunk forwarder, that itself act as an indexer, that itself act as a search head, where I can store, I can take the data and where I can keep it as a search head, where I can create the reports and dashboards. So in a single instance also you can create that we call as a standalone. But in companies, uh, we have to store thousands of GB. For example, I have worked earlier that company is producing 750 GB per day, and our retention period in the sense how much days of data I want to store, like 60 days we have to store. So 60 into 750 GB, which is very high figure. I really don't know the the amount. It's kind of TBs only. So when you want to store in a single laptop or a single server, it will be difficult. So we have segregated the indexes into multiple indexes and multiple searchers. So there it come in as the a big architecture of Splunk. But as in our laptop, we produce less data, and I produce, I create a small search and reports, and only one user, as a single user, I'm using it. So single instance is enough. So this is the example I am showing you now. I'm logging into the Splunk. If you have in your environment, if you have the Splunk, here you will give the IP address of it, or you will give the host name of that server, and the port of this Splunk is 8000. I'm just showing you in my URL. I'm just showing you the URL. So 8000 is the port. So whatever the IP address of that server and column 8000 is the port. If you give it, automatically this login page will give you. Suppose if your organization is using Active Directory or SAML authentication or single sign-on authentication, you no need to give the username and password. It take the credentials from your office laptop, and you can automatically get the entering into the Splunk. So suppose if you have this, I kept the basic username and password of my Splunk. I'm just logging into it. This is the home page I will get. Here I have the apps over here. This is the search and reporting app, which is a basic app. It automatically come with the Splunk. If I need more apps, then I will click on the find more apps, and it will take me to the internet, and it will show me thousands of apps with whatever I want to install. If it is a free, automatically I can install it. If it like a license, yeah, I need to buy a license, then I have to buy a license and I have to install it. Again, I'm going back. Wherever the page you are there, the left side top most you have the Splunk Enterprise. By clicking on it, you will come to the home page of it, and here it will show me the product tools and how to add data, the Splunk apps and Splunk docs. these are the these are the two links. If you, by clicking on it, you will go to that Splunk docs, like where the the splunk.com, you will go and it will redirect the page. And the Splunk docs are free of cost, and you can read each and everything from this Splunk docs. And again, I'm coming back to our Splunk, and this is the, I can choose home dashboard and I can keep something over here. And here it will show me like the account settings, the preferences and logout, and messages. If at all, if any problem or if any configuration errors in a Splunk, it will show me over here in messages section. And in settings section, I have multiple things are there, like search and reports alerts. These are things where is come in Splunk admin and Splunk admin course. Now in today's class, we don't have this these all topics, and I will tell about the licensing for today. And the activity, the jobs and the triggered alerts. If at all we have created the alerts, then if any alert triggered, then it will come in this triggered alert. And help. So these all are the Splunk. So it will everything direct it to the Splunk thing. And these are the Splunk answers, where there is a Splunk community will be there. These are, everything is free of cost. You can go and you can go into the Splunk answers, and you can ask any question, or you can take the answer from it. Yeah. And again, I came back to the Splunk. I'm just clicking on the my first search and reporting app. Yeah. Here I just this is uh, uh, kind of a Google search. There's a one search bar will be there in Splunk. By enter it any word, it will search automatically. It will search. And here I have the time frames, like how much time I can search. Like I want to search in only last 15 minutes data, last 60 minutes data. Like these are the preset times will be there, and the relative times will be there, and real time times will be there. Real time in the sense, suppose if you are a firewall, if you are an organization, thousands of users 24/7 they work, and the data will come to continuously. That time, if you want to present a report in a real time, there you will take this real time windows. Otherwise you take the presets time, otherwise relative times. And there are multiple sections of this will be there, like relative time, relative in the sense last 24 hours ago, or days ago, weeks ago, whatever you want to keep. And this is a real time window. Again, the date range, between from which date to which date. And this is only date range. This is date and time range. A specific date, a specific hours, minutes, seconds, to a specific date to hours, minutes, seconds. So as I have already told you, in my earlier organization, I was using 750 GB per day. It's coming, like in a single hour I'm getting around more than 10 GB of data. So if I want earlier, suppose I want May 1st data, if I want to find out, if I check for the from today to, if I click on the last 30 days of data, I will get huge data, 750 GB into that thing. But instead, if I click on the date and time range, I will go to the May 1st, and at night 9:30, for example. And again, I need May 1st only, from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. By clicking on it, it will give me that particular time range data only. And also advanced, here you can give with the seconds. So they call it as the epoch seconds time. Now the Splunk take the day, time in a epoch time. So epoch means epoch, epoch converter, that's which is nothing but the Unix timestamp converter. The Splunk is using this epoch times, which is in a seconds format it will take. Okay, now I need the all-time data, and here you can see again the how to search. The documentation will be there and the tutorials will be there, and also it is showing me that uh, there are total 1,09,864 events already indexed, and the earlier event came at the 2 months ago, and the latest event also it came at the 2 months ago. Actually, I have added the data, so that is the reason it is showing. If I monitor some data, it will show latest events like a few seconds ago, like that. So anyhow, I have already indexed data, and I didn't keep no a proper index. So the data, all data is went into the index, main index. So this main is the basic default index. If you didn't provide a index name, then it will directly go into the main index. So in this index, there are total again still loading into it. Yeah, there are total 1,09,064 events of data will be there, and you can see a proper green lines it is showing over here. This we call as the timeline, and there are in a green line you can find out that there are again one rectangular shape. This is everything is divided into parts. If you click on one part, it will show what is that part and which day it came into it. Suppose for example this part contain the 15 to 56 events. It's during Saturday, May 11 2019 it came here. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, in that no in that the particular day I want to see those 15 to 256. I will click on it. Automatically whatever the data what I have, it will come here. The below data is visible from this part of this this time range. If I double click on it, the time range, you can observe the time range already has changed between 11/5/2019 only, from 00 to 24 hours. And again, this is totally one day, and every column is indicating 1 hour. There are total 24 parts will be there, you can see. And this part more events came, and every other part having less events. Suppose I want night 8 o'clock, whatever the came I want to see. So 20 hours. This is the data. And again, I'm clicking on it. This is a 1 hour column. I am double clicking on it. Just by double clicking on it, a new search will be come into existence, and the time range you can see now. The same day, 8 o'clock to night 9 o'clock. It is showing between it. Again, this timeline you are seeing, again this timeline became 1 minute per column. Again, see this particular at 2040, at 8:40 hours, there are total 18 events are there. By just hovering it, it will show everything. By a single press, it will show me the 18 events below. Again, if I double click on it, the timeline again will change. 1 minute became a 1 second per column. You can see the date time range from 11/5/2019 to 11/5/2019, 2040 to 2041. So yeah, by simple clickings, it is showing now the where the data is coming, and it became a single second. For example, at particular second, there are total 3 events are there. Again, by double clicking on it, on that second spot, this total timeline became at 10 milliseconds per column. You can see how fast or how easy the Splunk is showing, and now by just double clickings, no need to write even any search also. By just clicking on it, it is you are going inside and inside. We call it as the, if you want to find out some root cause analysis, the Splunk is the best tool to analyze the data. So that's why I have kept one interesting image for this. I just wanna show, I wanna share that image to you. So I will say a pin in a haystack. Suppose we call, if we lost a pin in a haystack, this haystack, and imagine if you index this haystack in a Splunk, you can find out that pin in within a fractions of seconds. So the Splunk people also use this, this statement most of the times. And again, I'm going back to my Splunk. Now again, I'm coming back to the entire all events, again in all the events, and now I remove the index data. I simply search for, okay, I'll stop the Splunk over here, stop the search over here. Now I need whether is there any error is present. I just write error. I didn't write any query language, or I didn't write anything. I simply said error, and again I'm searching for the all time. In it will search in all the of the data whatever the present, and it is showing me if any event containing error, it will show me that events. It is showing me there are total 427 events containing the error, and you can see in that data wherever the error is present, it is showing me that error. It's highlighting that error. You can see in all events here, yellow color, it's coming error, error, error everywhere. And this is how we can create. Again, in that, suppose post is there, right? So post, so we'll see, I need this post error also should be there, and also post also should be there. How many events it's containing? Earlier there are 420 something events are there. Okay, every event containing the post and error. Okay, then it's a wrong thing. Okay, I will check for okay, action. Okay, this purchase. Okay, action is equal to purchase, and I need 200 successful event. Oh, okay, everything is same event. I think most of the containing this error, so it's a wrong example. Sorry for that. Okay, I am removing this error from it, and again now I am searching all the data. Index is equal to main. This is the basic index of it. And while it is searching, you might have seen the left side, there are multiple fields are present over here. You can see the multiple fields over here, and I will take, for example, some field called okay, status. I will take the field status, and this field chart you can find out this field status. It contains the 9 values, and in those 9 values, in 30.983% of events only containing of this status value. And also you can see what are all those 9 events of the statuses, and each and every status containing how many events containing this particular status value. And also it is giving what is the average value, the minimum. Okay, it's actually the wrong, because in the status value you cannot calculate this, but if you take this status as the numerical values, then average of all these statuses is 232, and the minimum is 200, the maximum is 505, here the 505, and the standard deviation is 84.9. And also there are multiple reports, pre-built reports already present over there. For example, average over time, the average value over time. If I click on it and just pressing the control and clicking, so that okay, it will give immediately. Okay, visualization, no statistics. It is presenting me the statistics at the time. What is the average for this? Table value is won't give the value to us, so that I want to change the visualization of it to a line graph. So as per the day, May 10, May 11, May 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and it is showing me, for example, if I take the status as the average of, status as the numeric value, then it will show the average value of it. Imagine if you are in a some financial thing, or you want to showcase, you have the ticketing data, how many tickets are pending or how many tickets are open, and you want to showcase simply by clicking the ticket, open ticket, and time chart average of ticket, open ticket, immediately it will, in a fraction of seconds, a beautiful chart will be present. If you want to change the visualization, here the select visualization, suppose if you want to showcase one no, the line chart, line chart is not good, or no, these charts are only line chart for this graph is good to represent it. So by finding out which chart is represents a good value for us, through that we will take that data. Again, I am going back to my total data, and you can found, you might have observed in fields, there are here every field containing capital small a, otherwise hash, and right side of that field you containing some value, some number value. What it represent is, a means it containing the string value. See, this is, my name is Verma in my laptop, so it's a Verma laptop. It is showing, suppose account ID containing the numeric value, so that is representing with a hash. So you can see all the fields either containing the string value, otherwise it containing the number value. Suppose I click on the line count, here the line count, it's a number, so it's a number is representing with hash. And also the right side is representing date m day, like month of the day, the like 13, 12, these all are the numeric values, and there are total 8 values are there. That is what they are representing these field values. And also there are the two subheadings are there, one is a selected field and another one is the interesting field. So as a Splunk, they don't, and they want to put a name so that in a good way, so that they keep all other values are interesting fields, and remaining which are we important, we call it them as the selected fields. Suppose there are 3 selected fields are there, one is host, source, and source type. Host is nothing but where this log file is generated. Actually, this log file generated at some other server. Mostly this host containing the where which server the log generated. But in this scenario, I have saved those logs in my laptop and I have uploaded into the Splunk. That's why the host name came as my laptop name. And also the source is nothing but the file name where the file name is containing. And the third one is a source type, what kind of log it is. For example, a secure log or access combined web cookies log, or it's a vendor sales log. If I tell you clearly what is this exactly, the source type, we have, for example, we go to, we come to the some literature part, and in Tamil there are multiple literatures are there. Bhardiyar is there, and Tirukkural will be there, Tiruvalluvar Tirukkural. So these are multiple different types of poems are there, and we know, Bhardiyar, if I write any poem, the signature will be different. If suppose Thiruvalluvar written some poem, the signature will be the different. We will find out the differentiations between the signatures. Same like that, every log file have their own signature. For example, CSV file, which is a comma separated values, and JSON file in a different structure, or some other web cookie file in a different structure. But whatever the file it is there, it should be extracted properly, and Splunk can do that up to 10,000 types of files. For example, if any file it couldn't able to, segregate or extracting the fields, then you can do manually extract those fields. So these are the, the selected fields. And also you can find out that in every event these selected fields will be present, and the beneath or below of this log file: host, source type, host, source type. So every event containing this host, source type. For example, you want to see the action item also present in the selected fields. So how you can do this is, you can click on the all fields, and there are action is there. If you click on it, it will become a selected field. The default selected fields are host, source type, and as per my project requirement, I have taken action also a selected field. I'm just closing it. Here the action field is present over here, and um, actually these events doesn't contain any action field. Yeah, here this field containing the action field, so it will show the total selected fields: action, host, source type, and source. These are the four things it will show. And actually the next topic what they asked me is, like, what kind of careers are present in the the Splunk. So I'm just showcasing you like Splunk jobs in India. So if you see, there are total, for example, for today in LinkedIn it is showing 1000 plus jobs, and also here in Naukri it is showing 1168 jobs are present in Splunk. Why this many, like why this India becoming some of the centralized part, or why more Splunk jobs are coming into the India is, we one first thing is cheap labor, and second thing is our people are interested in these kind of things, and third, most of the people why learning Splunk is, it's a very easy to learn, because it containing a beautiful dashboards. You have already seen this, suppose top values. uh, if I click on a single report in a visualization, I can see the visualization, and I can change the visualization immediately within a fraction of seconds, and it's a very easy to understand. Whether you know in our caveman time, when there is no proper language in a human history. But in a caves, you can see the diagrams over there. For example, line diagram, tiger diagram. So humans, instead of writing a paragraph before he invented a language, the pictorial representations are very much important. That pictorial representation is changing the different forms, and today we call, in a businesses we call them as a reports. So a simple report can tell 1,000 lines. So by watching a pie diagram of our action item, you can tell your client within fraction of seconds that the purchase is more, and the next part is containing by the added to cart or view, and followed by the change quantity and remove. They can find out the percentage of it also. Here you can see, if you want a statistical table, you can see that added to cart and purchase are the highest percentages, and next third percentage is view, remove, and change quality are near to the same. You can show them easily, and everybody is liking this Splunk, because of this agility, or you can say the fastly you can change the reports, and beautiful dashboards and reports you can create. Most of the things as a human we no need to do. The tool itself is doing most of the work. So these are the Splunk jobs in India, and why the Splunk became the hub in here. And the next topic I want to cover is the installation of the Splunk.
Actually, I'm a fresher, so I thought of studying Splunk or ELK. So only.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll show you. Okay. So actually, I don't know whether you are able to see this paint. Um, so in Elasticsearch, we are using three components. One is Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana, which is the E, L, and K, which is nothing but the Logstash we are using as a Splunk forwarder, which is nothing but the agent, and Elasticsearch is the storing part of the Elasticsearch, and Kibana is the representing part. This ELK is mostly the the free of cost you will get, and in Kibana you will create the dashboards. But why yeah, ELK is not clicked that much is, while you indexing the data, or suppose in a log stash there are beats are there, like as we call as the forwarder. In log stash we call as a beats, network beat, or some beat we call. If suppose you are bringing a log which is from a one application, a VMware application, if that VMware application is, they will create a Splunk app. Otherwise, Splunk create one app to bring the data from the VMware. But Logstash is a open source. Like, if you have work, you have to create it. Otherwise, until unless VMware also identify ELK as a tool, and they will create it. And in Elasticsearch, you have to as a file stacks, you have to store the data, and the data, how much you will store the data, that many servers you have to scale up the data into it. And while you scaling up the data, you have to make the all the different kind of data in the validations, normalization of the data. Normalization of the data in the sense, I will tell you in a small example. Suppose if you're bringing the network data, you have the network data is there, and you have your database data is there, and you have your laptop data is there. Just for example, in your no, in your company you're using it. In network data, your user ID. Suppose it will be like Karthik S will be there. Karthik space S. In database, proper full name will be there, Karthik, and S for some whatever the surname or something, that S full name will be there. In your laptop ID, it will be like only Karthik will be there, and the field names also different. In network user ID is a field name. In database, user name, and in laptop it will be like user ID. User ID is Karthik S, and network username is. These three are same or different, Karthik? If you are using in your organization, these three are same. What normalization have to bring is it have to give, it have to showcase that these all are same. At the same time, the value also same. So suppose if there is a if you are using a SIM solution is a security solution. Your laptop, suppose you got a I don't want you get a phishing attack, but suppose you got a phishing email and the security person want to investigate. He cannot be confused with the what is your his that person network ID, what is database, what is his ID, and in laptop what which ID is using, what is the organization ID. He cannot confuse with anything. The some normalization should be there, and immediately they have to find out that in his laptop at that particular email what time it came. Suppose he clicked on that email or that particular link, and which through network where which areas and all the file went, what is which laptop he is using into it. In that laptop, is there any antivirus detected any file or not? In an otherwise will you did you send any emails to some other one? Immediately they have to find out this investigation in within minutes of time. If the normalization is not in the place, you have to do that. So in a Splunk wise, we have one app which is a common information model. In this common information model, the Splunk using this normalization and bringing all the data in a single place, which Elasticsearch doesn't have. As per my best of knowledge, I'm not telling the thing. And suppose if you take the Kibana also, in a Splunk, as I have shown you, this kind of visualization, it will be the statistics or it will be a visualization you want to showcase in a different kind of charts, or if you want to show different kind of images, it will be very easy to do that, and you can learn it and you can do. But it depends upon the organization. I think you better search like this also. Check the Splunk jobs. At the same time, you also check for the Elastic search jobs. And this is just my view only. You, these are more jobs are there. Then you go with the Elasticsearch only.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I can suggest you. Yeah. truly.
Yeah, okay, thanks, man.
But earlier, yes, in 2014, maybe that time only the Elasticsearch is starting. Those times we have created multiple things in this Elasticsearch. That time not even beats also not present. But now maybe multiple, because of it is a open source, multiple things are coming.
Yeah, okay.
But I can tell you one thing for sure is Splunk jobs also a lot of are there, because recently only I have changed the company. There are I have given the total 12 interviews. Like every Sunday, one interview I have given for this Splunk. So that assurance I can give you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks,
Okay.
man.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm get back to our session, and the question asked is the which database Splunk is using. Splunk is not using any third-party database. It is using it inbuilt database. Actually, in Splunk, uh, in Splunk, like it create the files in a two different files. It create, like if you imagine this is the database of Splunk, there are index files are there and also raw files are there. Imagine you have a one class of students are there, like in a school. You imagine a school, and early morning the prayer time will be there, right? In a prayer time, if you ask all students to merge up and form a lines, that you cannot find out who is he or what which who is studying which class and all. But if you say I need only 10 lines, from first class will be in one line, second class will be one line, or 10th class will be one line, you will get to know who is in 10th class, and who is in ninth class. It's easily, and the first persons in every line, the front, you can say the line leader of it, he is the index, like he is the representing the total line. So those 10 members we call as the index file. This is for just example. The backside, how many hundreds of students will be there, those all are the raw files. So Splunk create, it bring the index, it make its own database, like so for example, if you are storing a 750 GB of data in a every day the index, and you are storing it for the no, like for example, what to say is 90 days. You just imagine in 90 days. I'm just opening the calculator over here. Suppose per day 750 GB data, and for the 90 days you are storing it. There are total 67,500 GB of data you want to store. How you will use store in the Splunk is, uh, instead of a single indexer, you will take the multiple indexers. There are total, if suppose if you take the 7 indexers you take, then you have to give each and everything around maybe 20,000 or 2 TB, 20 TB of capacity, like storage capacity of each and everything. Like that if you take, then you can know Splunk will store the total that 60,000, like 60 TB of data in 4 indexers. But normally for that actually we will take 10 TB of into one indexer. It depend upon the indexer, how much you are giving the what are the CPU, RAM performance, and storage performance. What is your company, this thing, like that only depend upon it. Normally, if I suggest in my experience, I will tell 10 TB of data you can keep in one indexer, and you can store all those 60 TB of data in 6 indexers. By creating this kind of structure, or like we call it as the indexer cluster, like on top of it, there will be few search heads will be there, like 3 search heads. These 3 search heads will be in one cluster. This we call as a search head cluster, and the below is called as a indexer cluster. By creating this cluster, what is the benefit is, for example, if any of the indexer keys goes down, then also you won't be any problem. This data will be replicated in the other 3 indexers also, or like you cannot store in a single indexer. You will store in a two or 3 indexers the same data. Like that, the high availability, for a high availability purpose, we will take this indexer clustering. So so the Splunk is won't storing in any third party database. It have its own database. It is storing the data in two kind of files. One is raw file and another one is index file. Okay, and do you have any other questions? Okay, fine. Now I'm going back to the session, and now I'm going to show you the how to install Splunk and how you can do the basic searching, and installing the Splunk is a part of the course. So uninstalling the Splunk is the easy thing only. Before you do, like you can go to the services and you can stop this Splunk service, and in control panel you can go and you can install the Splunk. Yeah, here you can go to the control panel, program and program feature. The Splunk Enterprise will be there. You can directly uninstall it. It's a simple step only. It will take 1 or 2 minutes. Until that, I have opened the Splunk.com, the Splunk website over here. Here, while installing, you can directly go to the Splunk Enterprise and download. Instead, this under so I'm going around. You can say Splunk installation, Windows, like Enterprise. This is best thing, like Splunk download Splunk Enterprise. Yeah, here if your OS is a Mac OS, go with the Mac OS, say TMZ or DMZ. If you are a Windows, you can download either it's a 34-bit, 32-bit. If it's a Linux, you can download the Windows file. Suppose, for example, I'm downloading the 64-bit. You can simply say download. Like First you have to sign up with your Gmail account or anything of it, and just click the agree button. Once you sign up into Splunk, then you can ready to download the Splunk. If at all you are downloading the Splunk with the command line widget or Linux, you can verify and you can take the wget command from here, and you can copy and you can install in a Splunk license. And also once the file is installed, you can verify the hash of the installed or downloaded file, whether it is a correct file or downloaded or not, which is the MD5 file hash. Well, I'm just checking what is the current position of Splunk. Yeah, this was in downloaded. I think it's just taking few more seconds of time to uninstalling. And meanwhile, you can download a few sample data also. For that, you can check for the sample data in Splunk. You can find out over here the tutorial data. I am giving this link in chart, if at all we have the chart. Through this, if you go to the tutorial data page, here the download the tutorial data files will be there. You can download those files also, where you can install it. And that, to download the Splunk Enterprise, this is the data, is the thing. Yeah. Okay, my Splunk is uninstalled. Now I am clicking on the my Splunk installation package, and I'm going to show you how to install it. It's asking me whether running the file or not. I said run the file.
Verma, we
Yeah.
are not able to see your desktop, Verma. We are just seeing only one page.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute.
You
Yeah.
are in real month.
Okay, its screen is paused. Yeah, okay. If you click on the installation box, then once you start installing it, this is the first box it will show you, the Splunk Enterprise. You have to click it, like check this box to accept the license agreement. And you want to customize the options, you can do, but you can just
Verma, sorry to interrupt you. Still, we are not able to see your desktop. Right? Any of
okay.
phone is able to see it.
Now can you able to see?
Now it's fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine then, no problem. Yeah. So, I have downloaded the file, and I just click on that exe file. That's it. I have just clicked on it, and it's started preparing it. It asks for the checkbox, the license agreement. It's a very simple installation only. How to click next, and here itself it asks the username and password. You can give your own username and password. I'll give a simple username and password. Whatever the username and password you are giving here, that username and through that only you have to log in into the first time while you logging into the Splunk. And it just simply saying like it's a 8 printable ASCII characters the password must contain, and just simply click next, and it asking for the create start menu shortcut. It depend upon us. Within fraction of seconds it will install. It's very simple thing, and we will have the free license over here. Which is this installer is free for 60 days of time, and per day 500 MB of data you can install on it. You can 500 MB of data you can ingest into this Splunk. Hope you are also installing the Splunk. Meanwhile, you can download another file also, which is a sample data. I'm sharing that. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, while my installation is finished, by clicking finish, it will open a web browser. It's showing me the local host and 8000 port is 8000. Instead of this, I will close it and I will open here only in my Chrome browser, localhost. The username and password you have to give, then your Splunk will be installed and it will show over here. And it is showing it's a administrator. So I am sharing this link also to you people. This is also example data where we can practice the Splunk search language or Splunk searches. Once you open this page like earthquake.usgs, it's the US government thing. Uh, past 30 days or any link you can click. If you give the past 30 days of data and click on all earthquakes, automatically it will download one file, one CSV file. Just keep it aside. I will show you how to bring the data into it. Okay, now I am opening my Splunk page. This is my the fresh new Splunk. Here I am going into my search and reporting app. It is asking for the it will take you the simple tour, but I said no, I don't want it. Here you can find out the data summary. Here there is no data is present in this Splunk. That's why the page is blank. Otherwise, data summary will show you something over here, like how many day, how what is the index data, how many total events are there, and all. Now I am going into this administrator. Now this part here we can find out a few things. First, if you click on the account settings, if you want to change the password, you can change the password, and you want to give the email address, you can give the email address. I am changing this to my name. Instead of default name, I am giving to my name, Varma, and save this, save the name, save the settings here. User settings saved. The message came. Now I am going into the preferences. So here normally the Splunk will come with the America time zone. So here you can keep your own time zone. My time zone is like our time zone is a plus 5:30. My time zone, so I kept as a 5:30. It asking the default application home and restart the Splunk background jobs. So whenever the Splunk restarted, you can click on it, and it's a Splunk editor settings will be there, like advanced editor, and whatever the themes you want, you can click on that themes. For example, black and white, it will show like this. Light theme means it will show you the colorful thing. Dark theme means on the black background you can see the search language. So whichever the theme you like, you can opt that theme. So I like this light theme, and advanced editor I always keep yes. And in the global settings, I came back to the global settings and I'm just applying them. It's easy only, it's not that much difficult to all of you. And whenever you want to come back to the thing, then you just simply click on Splunk Enterprise here and you will come back to the home page. Now the next topic is adding the data. So in two ways you can totally there are multiple ways are there, like 4 ways you can add the data. One is through GUI, and second one is through CLI, and third one is through configuration files. When you are getting the data through the GUI, now our life will be very easy. So in the GUI also, two ways you can add the data. One is on your home page itself, you can add the data. You can click here. Otherwise, if you go to the settings, here also add data will be there. By clicking the add data, the next page will show you like what kind of source you want to, what kind of sources you want to no, add. You can add. Otherwise, you can upload the data, monitor the data, and forward the data. Upload in the sense, suppose a data is already present and it won't modify earlier. That kind of data we can upload. In Splunk, the most important thing is once you index a file in Splunk, you cannot edit it. Once you index a file into the Splunk, once it indexed, you cannot edit it. And that is upload. And next one is the monitor. Monitor means the data will be continuous, and the data will be updated time by time, like every day or every minute, like that. Those kind of scenarios we will monitor the data. And forward means suppose we have the indexer cluster or this software we are using as the heavy forwarder, and we want to send data to some other indexer or some other Splunk component, then we click on the forward. So for now I want to upload a data. Now once I want to add the data, when I want to upload the data, it asking for the selecting a file. Select a file, and you have already, otherwise you have already downloaded some tutorial data from here. If at all you have downloaded the tutorial data, I have already that tutorial data already present, and how again I'm downloading in front of you. You can simply drag and drop over here. Okay, just give me one time. I'm just checking. Otherwise, you can select a file, and you can add that file wherever it is present. Splunk documents. Where is this data? Training. I think you can see my screen now. I'm just adding the data over here. So I couldn't able to do this drag and drop. So I'm just clicking on this, here my file is there. Before I want to add, I changing the names to it. Yeah, that's it. So tutorial.zip, you no need to unzip it. With the zip file itself, you can bring the data into it. Simply click next. Automatically, it will take the source type, and host, it will show you the whatever the host name you want to keep, that host name you want to keep it. Yeah. And the index, if you want to create index, it will take the index. Otherwise, it will directly take the data into the main. Now I want to create one new index. Then you can click this hyperlink, which is a create new index. By clicking on it, it will ask you like I'm putting the web, and the name is web because it's a tutorial data, and you can give the maximum size, whatever the size you want to give, and just simply save it. It will automatically populate over here the web, and it will show you the the review. The input type is uploaded file, and file name is tutorial.zip. Source type is automatic. Host is Varma's laptop, and index is equal to web. And just click on the submit. Whatever the files are there is uploading within fraction of seconds. That's it. The total data is uploaded, and by clicking the start searching, it automatically take you there, like whatever the data we have indexed. So it is showing index is equal to web, host is equal to Varma laptop, and source is equal to tutorial data zip.star. And there are total 56,006, like we just wait how much data it's containing, we'll see over here. Yeah, there are total 1,09,864 events it indexed within fraction of seconds in front of your own eyes. And the source, there are total 8 source files are there. Those are these are the particular source files. And source types, I told you, like source type is nothing but a different of log file. For example, the Bardiyar poem differs from the Thirukkural poems. Like that, the different source type, different kind of things are there, like secure, double cookie, and this is a vendor cells. And it is showing you the files. There are total 14 files are there, which is a string name, and there are count, and there are the percentage of it, and it is ready. The reports also ready. Suppose if we say top value, just simply click on it, and it will take us to one report. Whatever the file we want, we will take that file. Suppose it is showing the top 20 files, you need only the top 5 files. Just say the top 5 and just for search it. The top 5 files will come, and you want to change the visualization, it will be very easy to change. That's why the Splunk is very easy. If you want to do with this kind of work, whatever we done from past 5 to 10 minutes, installing, adding the data, if you want to do with any other tool, it will take some time. Compare it to the Splunk, which those are very late, but the Splunk is very user friendly actually. If you work on the Splunk, or if you are a CEO of a company, you will love this Splunk because of this simplicity, easiness. And now we will start the basic searching of this Splunk. Before we start the basic searching of this Splunk, we have downloaded another file also from this earthquake.usgs.government website. I'm adding that also. So one more time you have a chance to see how to add a data. If I'm in any of the wherever I am, if I want to add a file, either I can go to the settings also, simply say the click data, and which data I want to upload. Again, this is also a file, which is a CSV file, which is downloaded file. I will upload the file. It asks me either drag and drop, otherwise you can select a file from your laptop. Yeah, this is the allmonth.csv. This is what I want to see. Open it, and it itself will find out like it's done. The next step, I'm clicking here the next step is the set source type. It automatically find it out what source type it is, a comma separated value, and it is giving the preview of the file also. What is the time, the depth error, daemon, gap, horizontal error, ID, latitude, location source, longitude, map error, this magnitude type, this kind of information it is showing. And I'm going into the input settings. Next up is the input settings. In input settings, now you can see here the host field, wherever the data is generated. Actually the data generated in this website, but I have downloaded here, that's why it is showing it is a Verma laptop. And whether you want to put in a default index, which is a main, otherwise we have already web index you want to put. If you want to create a new index, you can create a new index. New index means any another file location you are storing in another location. So we can say the earthquake index, earthquake, and I am saving it. It automatically will populate over here. Earthquake index, and I simply review the data. Uploaded file name is allmonth.csv, source type CSV, host is Verma laptop, and index is earthquake, and I will submit it. That's within fraction of a second. It's just it indexed the file. And how many events are there? We'll check. Cool. There are total 20,252 events are there. Those all are indexed within fractions of seconds of time. So this is what we have the data. With the naked eye, we couldn't able to find out, but with this, we can easily find it out. Now with this, okay. Now we start. Start searching of basics searches. We will we will start. Okay, we will take the first index, which is main. Sorry, main index doesn't have anything. Index is equal to web, contain multiple of data. So, like, I wanna inform you, like, what is the benefit of indexes? We have created two indexes, right? So I just wanna tell you what is the benefit of creating indexes. Suppose you take this is entirely one indexer in a Splunk. This is the blue line is telling one indexer, and this is one index, which is we call web index, and we have another index which is earthquake. What is the benefits of creating multiple indexes is, I wanna tell you, I wanna present two more indexes here. Suppose we have this here earthquake index. Suppose in real time scenario there will be indexes like this will be there. One is web index, security index, IT team index, and finance data. Okay, Suppose for example we have IT team need some data, and if we store on the particular index called IT team, then we will give access only to the IT team. IT team doesn't need to see the data of security or finance. As same like vice versa, finance team not no need to watch the IT team data or security data. Suppose if we keep in a single index, it is difficult us to segregate them. If the person know the good search query, if he know the this how to search in Splunk, he can view each and everybody data. By creating this kind of multiple indexes, we can segregate like then and also for example you want to retention this security data for 3 months because it's very important, and finance data for 6 months you want to store, and of IT team data you don't need much, so within 2 weeks you want to delete the data. So so these kind of two uses we are creating multiple index. One index one usage is access, and second is storage time. These are the two benefits of creating two indexes. At particular this scenario, it is useful for us to search very fastly. If I say index is equal to all, index is equal to star, all data will come. Instead of all data, I need this data only. Suppose if I want to see both indexes data, I can say I use the boolean operation or, and I will say index is equal to earthquake. By writing E, it will show me what to the matching terms also it will show me. By keeping it, it will show here, and it will give the entire data of it. While the search is running and it is taking time, you want to stop the search. Here the stop search button will be there. By clicking on it, the search will be stopped, and again I am searching it. While you are searching it, you just want to pause the search. Instead of stop, you can click on the pause. If you click the pause, your search is paused, and the whatever the results are there, those are the partial results. Again you want to resume, you can resume the search, and you can again stop the search. Suppose you have created a report or a dashboard and you want to share this to someone, you can share like this. With this search ID, you can share with some other friend. If he have your laptop and your Splunk access, you can do that. And if you want to take the printout of this page, you can take the print. And you want to export the data, you can export the data in CSV, XML, and JSON file formats. And you can save this in a report or a dashboard panel. We will see this how to create a report in next after few minutes. Before that, I want to see you how to add fields into the search. So again, I removed the earthquake data, and I just want to see only the index is equal to web. And again, I'm searching this data. Within a few seconds of time, it will show me the entire data is present in the index is equal to web. Okay, yeah. Now, okay. So here the action field will be there. In action field, I want to see the purchase items. Okay, so here action should be there. All fields will be coming in the alphabetical order. You can find out the alphabetical order, but here I cannot see action. But if you want to see all fields, you can go to the all fields, and here you can type the action field and you can select it. But you should have one doubt that action field is present in the all fields, but why though the fields coming in alphabetical order, why this no, the action is not present here? The thing is, if any field which contain more than which the field, if the field is present in more than 10% of the events, that field only will be showing in interesting fields. If it is less than 10% of total fields, then it won't be show in interesting fields. It will be show in all fields. So the action field actually present. If you click on it, there is a purchase is there, added to cart is there. If you want a purchase, I want to see the events which having the purchase. I no need to write the query. I simply click on it. By clicking the purchase, the word action is equal to purchase automatically add to the search, and it is searching it, and I can see all the events which are index is equal to web and which have purchase action. And suppose instead of a small p, if I keep a capital P, will I get the results or not? Yes, I am getting the results. Okay. Instead of small a, I will keep a capital A. Now the results will come or not, we'll see. Now the no result is coming. So I just wanna say you that the field name is case sensitive and field value is case insensitive. That means in this value thing you can keep any of it, like whether it any case you can give, but in a field name it should be a case sensitive. So action is equal to purchase, capital P, capital A and capital E given, still the results will come in a proper way. And I want in a purchase, in a action is equal to purchase, I want to see errors, how many errors are there, how many error.do files are present. By again I'm clicking on it, it automatically coming here. And you can see web doesn't have these codes and purchase doesn't have these codes, but why error.do got codes. Okay, if I remove the code, it became error and dot do became some other name and it won't present. And okay, it given this, but like suppose if at all it have the some space in between, then the results won't come. So that is the reason whenever there is a special character or space is present, we will give the quotes front and back of the this field. Okay, now I want to remove it, and HTTP status will be there. Maybe you may be knowing of it, HTTP status response codes. If you don't know, I just want to show you here. Here, if any hundreds if come, that is meant by the information response. If 200 is there, which is a successful response, like 200 is okay, 201 is created, 202 is accepted, and 300s are the redirection messages, and 400s are the client errors, and 500s are the server error responses. You might be already know, I just want to reminding you. So what I'm going to do is, I know here action is equal to purchase items already there for me. Now in that I want to see the successful purchases. Successful purchases means status 200. Status 200 is successful purchases. So which I'm going to keep over here. So here status is equal to 200. Okay, 1 minute. The file error.do is the wrong thing. I will remove the status 200, and again I wanna show you the action is equal to purchase. action is equal to purchase, have the total 5737 are there. Now I am going into the status. I'll get the multiple status I'm getting, which is the HTTP status. I want to see the successful purchases. Successful purchases are like this. And I want to see which product is more sold by my company. I want to see which product is sold by my company. So here product ID will be there, product ID. Here I want to see the top values. So I don't want to write the query. I simply click on the pre-built reports, top values. See, I will have the top 20 products. I don't want the top 20 products. I need only the top 5 products. If I say, then it automatically will show me the top 5 product. I don't want visualization in bar chart. I want visualization in pie chart. So it will show me what is the product. If I want to save this as a report, I want to showcase it to my CEO. I want to send him one email. If I take this kind of print, it won't be good, right? He also have this Splunk access. If you want to show him, that time what I am going to do is, that time I will save this as one report. I will say most purchased, top 5 purchased items. Top 5 purchased items. This is the report I will share. If you want a statistics table also, you can keep this pie chart with the statistics table, the time range picker yes or no. For this I'm saving as, and I will save it as a report. Now it already saved as a report, and I want to give permissions to it. Normally whatever the report you create, it will only visible to you. If you give a proper permission to you, only you, or it will give it to the all apps. If you click on all apps, everyone can read, only admin can write. This is what I want to give the permission, so that my CEO can see this, my manager can see this, so everyone can see this. But who can edit it? Only admin can edit it. So I will save this, and this is the report I can see. Okay, this is for all time. Suppose my T, I created the report, and if suppose if actually this is a one time data, that's why it's all time I kept. Suppose if I want to see only last 24 hours, in the last day what are the top 5, by clicking on the last 24 hours it will show me the data actually, but this is the one time data has I have shown, it's not showing. So by giving the time range picker, it will be easy to him. And the last 7 days, how many purchased items are there, he can show easily. If you want to see from last 30 days what are the top 5 purchased items, it will be easy to him to see. So this is the creating the report. So up to now, is anyone have any doubt or any topic you want me to tell again? Karthik or Murli?
Oh, we can understand you easily.
Yeah, okay then, yeah. So, and here he can see the, no, yeah, okay, then I will continue this. I think most of the people were left this. There are 2 more, well, that's fine, no problem. Yeah. And if you want to save this in a dashboard, you can add it to this dashboard. because there is no other dashboard is there. We want to create a new dashboard. Here through dashboard title you can say top 5 purchased item dashboard. In that private or shared in app, inline search, I say inline search and save. And if I see the dashboard, now my dashboard also present over here. What is the benefit of dashboard and report? I will show you in next few minutes. Again I'm coming back to here. Actually our data is maybe not that much meaningful, but for practicing purpose it's somewhat okay to know the practicing it. And we have the earthquake data is there. Index is equal to earthquake. By index is equal to itself, it will showing the multiple indexes which is already present, matching items. Instead of writing, I'm just clicking on it, it will add the data over here. And the last 24 hours, it will give only the last 24 hours data. But better I wanna take the last 30 days of data, which I have indexed last 30 days data. Here I'm going to create one more report over here. I want to see from past 30 days how many earthquakes came. So I will say I want to write it. So I want to create one chart. So I will create one chart over here. This is the one command. This is a simple command, and I will say count, chart count. I'm just naming as number of earthquakes came by magnitude. Whether the field is there, I'm just checking. Yeah, magnitude is there, which is magnitude greater than 1 and span is equal to 1. I'll see whether any data is coming or not. Okay, magnitude. I'll remove the span. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Magnitude. Yeah, okay. It is showing me the magnitude of data, and I will say I want to, it's more than span is equal to 1. I will see, yeah, I'm getting this. The visualization for this earthquake data, when I'm saying I want a chart with time, it will be good, with the time chart, uh, if I take the date, it will be good, I think. Magnitude. Span 1 day, so it is more, which is having more magnitude, it is showing. Instead of I can use one more thing, stats count by magnitude. Stat average function of magnitude by time. Okay, and I don't want to see this much data. Span is equal to 1 day, I will say. Span is equal to Oh, okay. Just give me 1 minute. I forget this command. Span in time chart. Here, even you can search in the Splunk if you tell 1 minute, 30 minutes span. Okay, log to span 12 hour like that 1 day. Can you 1 day? Okay, it's just give me 1 minute. Visualization. Okay, if I remove this, then it will come most probably best. But okay, yeah. So here M day is month day. Uh, by month day from June 11th to July 9th, and average of magnitude per day, any number of magnitude may become. By writing this data, you can see that on the July 5th Friday, the magnitude is high. So you can say it's a 2.236 magnitude, one earthquake came. And you want to see this data also in a dashboard. You can directly add this to one dashboard panel. Either you can create new, or we already have one dashboard which is the top 5 purchase items. It won't give a proper meaning, but this is for our example purpose. I'm just showing you like what dashboard will contain. So in a dashboard, in a single pane of view, you can see two charts over here. Here I want now I will show you like what is the query I have given. It's a very simple query. I have taken the earthquake data and I need a time chart. Here, the pipeline is the we are taking the left side data and we are sending it to the right side command. And here we are using a command. So data is flowing from left side to the right side. Time chart. In a time chart, I have kept average of magnitude by month day. I need this, and I got the statistics like this. By watching the statistics, I don't get a proper details. So there I will go to the visualization. Multiple visualizations will be there. If you want area chart, you can go with the area chart. You want a pie chart, you go with the pie chart. But we have to understand which chart will give a proper justification to it. Through that, you can see this kind of chart. So like that, we can create a beautiful dashboard in Splunk. And do you have any other questions up to now?
No, no questions.
Okay. So actually, This is our motto of this session for the day. And if you have any doubts, I can give you, or if you want any other information, I can tell you. Otherwise, we can close this call.
Verma, actually, you always uploaded the data, right, for all these
Hmm.
sample reports.
Yes.
How we can generate the data from Splunk? For example,
One.
I have installed my Splunk in my environment. Okay, I have thousands of
Okay.
servers.
Okay. Please again, I need to understand the question. Could you please tell me? Could you explain that?
All these reports and searches you pulled it from some other data, right? We downloaded some quick data and US government data, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
Yes.
want to generate for my environment. I have thousands of servers. I installed Splunk. How to generate the data for my environment?
How to generate data means you want to put the data in Splunk.
Yes, yeah, I want to put the data in Splunk.
Okay, yeah. So I will tell you. Yeah, okay. So now instead of adding the data, suppose now actually to explain you, I am lack of infrastructure. Imagine my laptop itself is a server, and I'm just adding the data. Instead of adding, I want to monitor the data. My laptop data. I will monitor my laptop data. My laptop is a Windows. So here, when you want to monitor, there are multiple things are there, like local event logs, remote event logs, files and directories, HTTP event collector, TCP UDP, local performance monitoring, remote performance monitoring, registry monitoring, active directory, local windows. Multiple things are there, but my laptop cannot create these many logs. So I will take local performance log. Okay. So in this local performance log, like for example, just please imagine, let imagine my laptop itself a server. In that I have multiple objects are there. So in these objects, CPU or RAM will be there, LMNOP, RAM, PQR. Okay, maybe processor name will be there somewhere, processor. Okay, my physical disk performance I want to see. Okay, in this physical disk, writes and write bytes per second, and I also want to see read byte per second. For my local laptop, I want to monitor these two selected counters only, and 300 seconds means 5 minutes, but we don't have that much time to wait for the taking the data. I will say every 30 seconds interval I need the data, and this is the collection name. The collection name I can say local performance monitoring, or otherwise, okay, server monitoring. It will give, suppose if I am just monitoring my own server, or I am monitoring a thousands of server, just imagine as this. And next, again, here I want to put a host value, so I will keep Varma laptop over here, and index value I want to keep over here. Whether I can now I will leave it as a default index. In a default index it will go, and I will say review to it. Here local performance monitor, I kept in input type, collection name is I given my own name, server monitoring. I am taking the physical disk. These two are not applicable. Polling interval every 30 seconds. App context search. Host name is Varma laptop and index is equal to default. I'm submitting it and start searching it. So we have to wait it for the 30 seconds instead of all time. Now in a real time the data will come. So I will take 1 minute's window. Whenever I say the real time, the window will be open. The search will be continuously running for a 1 minute window from this second to past 1 minute second. So we will wait and we will see the result over here. See here, my local disk is start logging. Now this came means again after 30 seconds another log will come. This is the real time data. Every time new search is running, you can see in the real time the log is going back, and right now there are only 4 events are there. After 30 seconds the data will be more. So like that you can monitor the data. So if you have thousands of servers also, like instead of adding data, actually they monitor these logs. Now you can see in a real time how the logs are indexing in Splunk. Okay, now if I suppose if I'm now indexing it, I will see what are all the values I have. Okay, suppose I have a value of 113945. Here the value of 731381. So I will create here only one report. The report I will say stats average of value, stats average of value by, here that starts treating the these are the 4 values are there, and I will say host Varma laptop. So I will say by or small by host. Yeah, it's giving the average value, maybe due to, okay, it's only one host will be there. So instead of visualization, I will keep stats average of value. Okay, I'll keep stop this search because the real-time search always no, difficult to know this one. So I will say last 15 minutes and I will search the data. Of value by host. Why it's coming like the if it, okay, it's a capital V. Okay, right. Okay, here I'm creating the time chart of average value, and I will say I need a line chart, and this is how it's coming. If suppose if I say area chart, and again if I keep for the real time 30-second window, and if I say that average of value, now instead of 30-second window, like 5 minutes window, see like this it will show, and that every every 5 minutes window a new chart will be visible to you in real time. This is how we can achieve. So like as in this example, I have told you my laptop. If I have thousands of servers are there, I want to get the data. I can get the data by I install the universal forwarders, and I'll bring the data, and I will monitor the data. So this is the I think your answer for the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verma. The same way we can monitor database also, right?
We can monitor the database also.
Okay. Which parameter? I don't find that the particular parameter. Can you
Okay.
scroll down?
So yeah, no. I will tell you. If you want to know this Splunk database monitoring, there is a special apps will be there. So this is the special app which is a DB Connect app. Splunk DB Connect app. This is the perfect for the if you want to monitor your database, like Oracle database, Microsoft SQL, and I now through this DB Connect app only you can take that, like database lookup, connection pooling, and database query.
So first I need to install Splunk, then I can install the Splunk DB Connect, right?
DB Connect, yes.
Okay, got it.
This is the Splunk solution for the big data. This is a special app. Through this
Yeah,
app
actually
only you can.
in LinkedIn, a lot of people asking Splunk as well as database and big data. So that's why they are looking for a Splunk guy, I believe.
Yeah.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Want to study further? Subscribe to our paid membership to get a deep dive into each and every topic. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our DevOps School channel and hit the bell icon to learn more. Keep learning.